Okay, so the only thing that makes the different shapes with guitar on the top three strings is the tuning third. Otherwise, it's just an E shape, a G shape, and then this first inversion shape, which likely that first inversion shape, 3/5 root, let's look at it. No reason to guess here. 3/5 root would be, oh, we don't even have that. We don't even have that. Because this is just covering the, I don't know why we don't have that 3 down here, but it's 3/5 root right there. So we know that this would be a C shape here, it would be a D shape here. So in that D box, like I said, the 3/5 root is the bottom three strings in P4 of your D string shape. I don't know why I don't have that here. Sorry. Anyway, I'm just trying to cover this little diagram up in the corner here. So then we have the mirror image. I'll be over here a second. So we have the mirror here, and on that mirror image then we have cello, fiddle, violin. Okay, so these are cage bound. Cage bound, that's what this is. This little thing is where it was cage bound. I should have added that 3 there for the D shape. Okay, that was just a little outtake of it, but that, you know, I didn't put enough time into this. Relative minor is now on the bottom, majors on the top, and then these are your P5 cello, fiddle, violin. They're the exact opposite of the P4. So let's look where our E is, and let's look. So here's our E, 5 root 3. Okay, mirror coming down here, we got 5 root 3 right there. See the shape of it? It's like upside down. Okay, then we have root 3/5. It goes downward here, root 3/5, and then we've got 3/5 root. So our 3/5 root right here going up, turning up now, 3/5 root turning down. So we've got the opposite going on there. Okay, we're back. I had to take a little break there. It's getting a little cold in here while I'm not doing anything, and although we're good. I mean, I have a thermometer, and I'll tell you what I got. It's only 68 in here. So if you see me kind of, you know, looking for my breath, trying to catch it, that's where the phrase came from, right? Anyway, so that's what this little diagram is. So let's move along. It's just a pattern diagram, but now we're going to do so much more than that. This now I explained to you that this part, this fretboard up here, okay, this double fretboard up here, I could work with just that. But so why did I go ahead and make this? Because this chart has the modes. We've got in the 5, so let's look up here first. Okay, remember, this is the vertical mirror image, this is the P5. So this is the P5 build, is the A shape. The vertical mirror image shape, which is the upside down P4 tuning, is the E shape there. And then we have, I put the modes. So it's the same thing. The lower is the small C shape. The upper is its fifth is the G shape. Fifth of A is E, fifth of C is G, fifth of D is A. These are the shapes. So let's first look at here. And by the way, I also have an explanation down here. Here's a typical, this is 5/7, so it's major, right? I've got some hot coffee to help me calm down, but so up here we've got the P4 tuned guitar upside down C chord. C shape, real reference string shape up here, upside down C chord. Now remember, the C chord, the C shaped chord, the fifth chord okay, in guitar, the fifth chord really forms on the bottom four strings anyway, so that's the P4 zone, okay? So where do we have a C-shaped fifth chord? Right here, E-shaped 1, and then A-shaped. I can only like use 2 fingers here. A-shaped F, and then a C-shaped G. It's like playing a little ukulele or something. There's our C-shaped G. Here's our little D-shaped G, D-shaped G. Okay, here's our little C-shaped C, C-shaped G. Okay, so that's what's going on now, but now it's upside down. Now it's upside down. Okay, so up here we have C shape. Okay, now remember the C shape was in the E. We started with the E shaped C, right? And we went to a G shaped, a C shaped G. This is a blooper and a half, right? So I guess that's what happens when you pour hot coffee down you after drinking some tea. Probably the two of them don't mix. So here's our inverted C-shaped fifth. Doesn't matter what key. In our case, it was key C. 2, 5, 7, 2. Okay, but now we're not going to do this D thing back here. But it's still, this is the crux of your C shape. So let's look at this. Okay, now, which box are we in? If we're going to look at, if we want to start on, this is in the E box here, okay? So it would be the E-shaped 5. So we could start on this G here. Okay, would be a nice place to start. So if we put Mr. Capo there, we're going to start, you know, strumming chords and stuff like that. So let's be careful we don't start strumming a bunch of chords. But so we've got the 5, 2, the 7, the 5, and the 2. And notice we're following that C shape upside down. We're like following those breadcrumbs that we left in the woods. Okay, so there it is. And if I hit that D up top, and as you notice, that is our new CFV P-5 E chord. That's the E shape, which is actually an upside down, backwards, like mirror image. Remember, mirror image isn't just upside down. It's kind of upside down and backwards. So it's going a different direction. I assume. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm wrong, I apologize. 2, 5, 7, 2. So it's a C backwards, upside down, mirror image, and that's our new E chord. Okay, so we're coming up on the top of the hour. We got one more segment after this one. So let's look at these. Let's look at this situation here. Okay, what we were just looking at over here is the same situation here. We just happen to be looking at one of the cages, one of the other cages, and they do spell caged. No matter what, it's going to spell caged. Here's G-E-D of caged, and then starting caged again with C. Here's D, and then starting caged again, C-A-G. It's always caged in this particular diagram, the way it's arranged. So let's look at this. Let's look at this box right here. All right, when we get to the next segment, you know, that's what we're going to be focusing on. So this is the top string shape, the green one, and the purple one is the bottom string shape.